setup. So I'm going to give you kind of a backstory of how we actually set the jobs up when it comes from pin drafting up to here. So this is the front part. You see only a couple of ranges set up right now. What we're doing what's called leads. But I want to backtrack and we're going to show you the back of the spinner first. So this is the whole entire back spinner, and what we do is we take it out of the barrels and we set them in each one of these cans all the way through. Our new spinner, what we're looking at now, has 72 working lanes on it. So you see, this is a very big job. It's about 230-ish pounds. So we still have 2 big barrels that aren't even in this yet. We do changeovers as we fill up the spools. And you can see these are all pretty full, way down deep in. So they go pretty far.
What kind of fiber is it?
It's a fine wool.
This is a fine wool. This is the fiber that you all seen a couple weeks ago in the, what's it, on the pin drafter?
I think it was on the pin drafter.
Carter. Carter. Okay. This is the job that you all seen us card the last time that we did our live video.
Well, this is the second half of it.
The second half of it, yeah. We did 2, it's a total of 400 and some odd pounds.
Right. And this is going to be the worsted.
This is the worsted.
Yeah.
When we go to the plier, you'll see the fingering is on the plier right now of this person's job. So, yes.
It's a great color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this figure's idle.
Isn't that
So,
cool?
when we get started, we have to take different cuts of the fiber to see what our weights are, to see what the pin drafted did for weights. That way, we have a bunch of charts that we follow, and we change different gears in here to get the desired single grained weights. So we have our twist, which makes it nice and tight. This one here is the bottom draft. This one is the top draft. And these gears get changed depending on what section we need on our chart for this gearing here. So there's quite a few different gears that we change to get our specific numbers.
Here's a little pile. That's just some of them.
If we really wanted to get fancy, we could also change a gear that raises and lowers the table.
Yeah.
I've never actually done that, except for when we buy these machines. We one time. But it's really interesting how programmable in an old-fashioned sort of way. It's like when cars were only manual transmission.
Yeah.
The modern spinner, it's got automatic transmission.
All digital?
All digital. You just push a button and the gears change somehow.
I haven't seen one like that yet.
Oh,
Is that like a mini mill?
No, it's like a huge mill in Norway or Scotland or some of the places I've been where they have modern spinning equipment.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that yet. So these lines here, we don't use any of this except for this one right here. Turns our speed up and down. And when we get started, we keep it at a low speed. That way it doesn't tear the fiber. We slow start, fill up the spool on the bottom, and then as it's going a little bit, we'll turn the speed back up. As it's set in the back, you'll come up and over, and it goes through, this is your top draft. It'll go through quite a few different balloons, and then this is your bottom draft. So in the gearbox, you see our top draft, and then our bottom draft that I showed you, and then the twist is just how tight it goes right here. And you can see these lanes only have a little bit on them right now because that's just our start. We're just getting started. When you look at other lanes, you'll see a completely different color. So when we set up the lane, we have a little bit go into our vacuum, which you can see is twisted around on our lead. We'll set up a lead through here and we'll wrap it and set it up so that way when we turn it on, it's going to draft it all the way down, pull it onto the spool, and then the real color will come through. This color we just get rid of.
If you're a hand spinner, it's just the same as what we do. We start with a lead.
Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, and your drop spindle.
Yep.
Right? Is that what that's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's got quite a few set up.
We have quite a few set up. I wish I could turn it on, but from 31 down to 72 is not set up yet, and I don't want to turn it on because we'll have a bunch of waste because it goes into the vacuum, which we do sell a lot of that stuff.
See that vacuum? It catches what, if the lane breaks.
Yep.
That vacuum catches it.
Yep. So when a lane breaks, we just hook it back up because it runs through the vacuum. We press this brake down here, which stops this from moving, and we put it back through our traveler, wind it back up, down through these rollers, and it catches it and just blends it back together. And then we let go and it takes it right back through.
That's such an improvement in efficiency from if you had to stop the machine when a lane breaks, because these yarns are all spinning at the same time, in the same twist and the same ply. So if you have a break and you had to stop the whole machine every time one of 70-some lanes broke, it would never get anywhere.
No, it would take forever.
But being able to keep going.
Yeah.
The other thing is people don't understand that why we have to limit our job size to 10 pounds and more. And I think really digging deep into this, it makes sense then when they understand that this machine can only make one twist and one draft at any one time.
Right.
So you can see how we're very efficiently getting ready to run over the course of 2 days, 3 pounds in each of 70 lanes.
Yep.
So it's going to take almost as long to set up a half a pound in each of 35 lanes,
Right.
let's say. So it's very inefficient to be running even 10 pounds.
Right.
But because of our commitment to small farms, and that's 45 skeins. 10 pounds is not that many. I mean, anything less than 45 skeins is probably not really a commercially viable yarn spin anyhow.
Right.
But still, that I think that may shed a little light on
Yeah.
why we limit what we're doing to that.
So after it gets all spun, it gets put in our steamer box to set that twist. That way the twist doesn't unravel on itself. It sits in there for roughly about 5-ish hours, give or take. And then after that, it comes all the way over here to our fire. And you can see here a job we just finished on the old spinner. You can see how big we actually fill these. So we try to fit as much as we can on here.
It's pretty.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who it is. Can I say who it is?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
for our
so this-
friend Elaine.
This is for Elaine Gerber. This is one of her rug, is it her rug hand?
Yeah, hand knit rug yarn.
Yep. So it just got spun. And this rack is waiting to go into our steamer box. We have 2 of these racks. The other rack is completely full and in the steamer right now.
This is going to be a 4-ply because she wants people come to her farm and they say they want to really make a rugged, very heavy thing. Well, there you have rugged and heavy for sure. And this is not her best alpaca. Elaine has beautiful alpaca. And so this is really just sort of her odds and ends. But I think that's going to make great
turned out,
rug
yeah.
yarn. It
Yeah.
really, and that's unwashed, not just me quick like plying it. I think that's going to be beautiful. I'd consider making something to wear out of it, even though she's going to call it rug yarn.
Isn't she Woodland and Meadow Farm?
She is.
Yeah, she just joined.
Oh,
Wow.
did she just join?
Yeah, so Elaine,
Oh,
that's
that's
you.
kind of funny. Elaine,
Oh, she
was
says she's excited. She
that's
saw
too
that.
funny. She
Oh,
did
she
see
saw that?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now I'm struggling to do it so good.
Yeah,
A
it was
second
better the
time.
first time.
Her oatmeal, I'll let her know her oatmeal is on the pen drafter right now, getting ready to come out here
Oh,
to be
that
spun
looks
next.
pretty good after
does.
all.
Yeah.
I did that all right.
Yep, good job, MJ.
Oh, thank you. Well, good job, Elaine. These are her seconds.
Yeah,
You
all
all
her
can
seconds.
imagine what her prime is like.
Yep.
You know, we don't usually get to see it. It's kind of like you,
Yeah,
Carol.
that's right. It goes.
When I go to her farm, she always tries to keep me right in the driveway and doesn't let me in the room with the wool. It's just like your setup, too.
Yeah.
In order for me to see the animals, I have to go by the
wool.
fiber. Yeah. And so she keeps me in the driveway, and she counts what goes into my car. She watches me like a hawk.
We know you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I am going to find a pair of scissors here.
While you're doing that, Angie, let me show people what we're making for the Bentleys. I'm so happy with these colors. This isn't dyed. This is from these beautiful Romney sheep that live here in Washington County.
They're gorgeous.
A lot of times we show people stuff that we're making for all over the rest of the country.
Yeah.
But this is from right up the road.
Yep. Yep. It's
Look
beautiful.
at the brightness of the white.
Yeah.
The silver is not muddy. It's still very much like the
Right.
sheep. And look at that charcoal.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And they're having Lilly Marsh Studios is going to weave plaid picnic blankets
Oh, nice.
out of these 3 plus an accent of cranberry.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
then she's also, Tammy Bentley has also selected this beautiful blue spruce to go on a herringbone twill. So it's going to be these 2 colors plus blue spruce for an accent at the head and the foot on a herringbone.
Nice.
Yeah, she's got very good taste, and
Yeah.
Mr. Bentley, is doing an amazing job at raising these
Yeah. he
animals.
is. Yeah, they're beautiful.
So shout out. I wish we could get them on the Washington County Fiber
Yeah, I
Tour.
do too. Yeah. Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Trying.
Once
We've
they
been
have,
asking them the last 2 times we've seen them.
Yeah. Well, next year once he has all these blankets
Right.
and hand knitting
Right.
yarn, and we
Yeah.
just shipped today. We just shipped to Simply Knitting. We shipped yarn to have beanies knit.
Oh, for them also.
For them, they're having
Good.
beanies, and then pretty quick we're gonna have sock yarn. We're shipping socks
The
for
one on
them.
the back is their socks. This
I
back
wondered
one.
about that, of why there was quite so much silver, and that's because this is.
Yep, it's a
Look
little
at how-
bit, it's a
Little
little bit
browner.
different. Yep, a little
Oh, that's
different.
why, right? Because they had used a morat and white blend.
Yes.
So that's why it's not silver. I
Right.
see that now.
Yeah.
In this light, our friends may not, but here's what you can see. This is
Put it up
applied
against that
yarn.
white.
That's applied yarn, and that's going to go in a sock knitting machine.
Cool.
We really love the people we work with. They're in Minnesota, Northland Woolens. It's a great mill. Someday I want to go to road trip, go to Minnesota and meet Maria. Is her name? Lovely. They are so busy though. I just don't know what a long-term solution is
Right.
to. I mean, we it's such good work. But they need to clone themselves.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like here.
Right.
You know, people all of a sudden realize the importance of quality and workmanship, and they're willing to wait for it.
Yes. Yeah. There's a question: have we ever made yarn for Wing and a Prayer Farm?
Oh gosh,
yeah.
have we ever?
Tons and tons.
Well, you know, there's my personal favorite that we make with Wing and a Prayer, because it's true that we make with.
Yes.
It's called Taconic Twist.
Right.
Because of the name of the mountains by where we live.
Yeah.
And when you drive over to Wing and a Prayer from here, you go through kind of the foothills of the northern Taconics.
Right.
So years ago, when we made it the first time, I was driving over to Tammy's to Wing and a Prayer through these beautiful mountains, and I said, this has got to be what we call it. And that's how we got the name.
That's cool.
It's made with a long wool mohair blend. And each year it's slightly different because we have more mohair one year or more long wool one year.
And the fleece changes every year.
That's true. That's true too. But that mohair blend takes the dye.
Oh yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And of course, Tammy uses all those plants from her
Yes.
garden.
Yeah.
Which really makes it even that much more lustrous.
Yeah. This person says she's made several garments from Wing and a Prayer Farm yarns.
Oh,
Nice.
great. Great.
And I know Tammy has worked on in other places too, but
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Especially some of her fine wools. She is in Vermont, and she's collaborated with our friends at Green Mountain Spinnery.
Right.
And that's no secret.
Right.
That they're really a great mill.
Yes.
It's a woolen mill.
It's a different mill.
It's a different process
Yeah.
and wonderful people.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense for Tammy to collaborate
Right.
with them.
right. Okay. This is our plying machine. I think it looks like.
I have more tags. I can't tell them who it is.
Okay.
Sorry. It's a secret for right now. I'm sorry.
Secret.
So this is the same job you've seen on the Carter. The first batch worsted is on the spinner right now. So this is on the spools that's already been in the steamer rack. And now is the 3-ply. So we set it up. It gets wound, well, I'll do down here, sorry. It gets wound through all these little loops and hooks and
Sort of like on the sewing machine.
And then it'll come all the way down. There's a little loop down here, and then it goes between all 3 of these rollers here. And what it does, I will actually turn it on for you. It'll come down, all these will spin, and it will give us a, I'll say like that. You'll see down here, it's already started to ply it. It'll come down through this loop. It goes through a traveler, and this table will move up and down to fill this whole entire bobbin with all the plied yarn. I'm just gonna push that in there here. I like to start nice and fresh. So I will turn this on so you can actually see it run. I had to get my scissors just in case the line breaks. I can take it
Let
off.
me talk to somebody here, though. We have a friend. Another mill is watching, Winterstrom Ranch Fiber Mill, who says they're running the same flyer that we are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we should talk offline, whoever you are. Yes, you need to come and see us all. We would love that. We have guests come all the
time.
All the time. Sometimes they even stay, like for a whole week. And we've helped a couple of different mills get started, and we really love helping people.
Our last one, she was here for a week and a half, and we just got an email for her. She started hers at Pennsylvania, I think she's
Yes,
from.
Pennsylvania.
And her name is slipping me right
Laura.
now. Laura. Okay,
Yes.
yes. And she's doing fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
that's
actually
great.
surprised she did it so fast.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought she was going to wait a little longer.
Well,
She
she's
didn't.
just
She
doing
went.
carding.
Yeah,
it's
just
like
the carding.
Liz. They're like at Kingdom.
Yeah.
She's just going from wash pick
Yeah.
card, and she might have a pin drafter, but I'm so happy
Yeah.
for her.
Oh, they're in
I was
Texas.
excited.
Oh, those folks are in Texas.
Yeah, and she says her spinner is smaller, but we have a smaller spinner too. I don't know how many spindles.
I only have 36 working on that one. We're in the process of fixing more.
Yeah.
Right now, just 36 work on this one right
It had
which
a
is fine.
now. Yeah.
Because most of the jobs we're running on it are less than 36 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we kind of keep this one for the small jobs and the other one for
Yeah.
the big job. Anyhow, back to the plier. But friend from Texas, please send us a DM so we can talk more without everyone else listening to it. You know what I say? I'll say it again. I don't care if someone opens a mill across the street. I think it would be the handiest thing ever.
We
Right.
all help each other. That's
Yeah,
the fiber
exactly.
community.
Right.
You know, we're all together.
Right.
It's nice. It's amazing, actually. Okay. Are we ready?
We're ready. Let her rip. I love this tippy toe.
So as you see, it'll pull them off of each one, and it brings them all down together, all the way through. You can see each one, and then it'll come down here, and this is where it'll twist it together, and then it goes the rest of the way onto the bottom.
that light is bad. I'm going this way.
Can we turn it back on?
Okay.
It's gonna slow down, and then I have.
So this is just like the spinner in that one motor is driving the whole thing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love a 3-ply.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Very nice.
That's really nice, especially for fine wool.
Right.
It's not at all lumpy bumpy.
Right.
Again, that goes back to the quality of the fiber
Right.
that our customer purchased. He personally selected the wool,
Yeah.
and that made a difference. And then we washed it at Clean Fleece where we could really get the grease out of that fine wool.
Oh yeah, that helped a lot.
That really helped. And then our investment, which I'm still shocked at how much we spent to get that Carter recovered.
Yeah.
But what a worthwhile
Yes.
investment to have redone that.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't have, we could have filled that pretty easily.
Yeah.
But because of the consistent staple length, there's no slubbing or thick and thin. Because of our Carter investment, there are no pills. And then because of our 3 pin drafter system now, it's absolutely consistent. We're not going to see the candy caning that once happened where one of these goes thick and 2 are thin, or vice versa, and that ends up, you can knit through that with no trouble, but it doesn't look as pretty
Right.
in this game. But because of each of these investments, we're really able to nail a yarn like that, which makes me pretty happy.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Yep. So after it gets plied, it'll go on the steam rack and get steamed again to set that ply together so it doesn't unply. And then after that,
Wait, show them those 2 letters. I bet they've never seen those letters. Show them the 2 letters. Friends, we're showing you the letters S and the letters Z.
Hand spinners know that.
So somebody needs to be typing into the comments, I know what that means. Let me see it. Who knows what that means? Because otherwise you're going to have to be told. Everyone else is going to be wondering. Has anyone typed it yet?
Not yet.
Well, let's show them a Z over here. Here we got a twist. It's hard to see. It's hairy. But look at it. It's like the letter Z. See, there's the Z. It's very hard. Watch my fingers. There's the letter Z. Letter Z. See, that twist is slanting that way. Now come back here for the letter S. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. And today we're going to meet the letter S. And same thing. Watch the fingers, and there it's going that way, like the letter S. And that holds it together because one's twisted one
Twist
way.
direction. We got an answer.
Oh, we got it.
All
Yes.
right. All right.
Yes.
so after that, it gets put on our table right over here, and it gets wait to be skein wound. We're gonna
Yeah.
see some more
Ready?
Bentley's
That's
names
some
in
more
there.
of
Yep.
that. Really
More
pretty
Bentley.
Bentley yarn. Oh, but look at what's there in the white bags.
Yeah.
Oh, and what's on here too?
Oh, this is Foster also?
Oh, this is Concordia.
You could tell us about that, Carol. This is Carol's job.
Concordia is a blend of our Romney sheep with Falkland wool that we buy. And that was because of a designer who suggested that it should be, our yarn should be softer for around your face. And so I investigated these different breeds and found Falkland matched well with us. So that's what we did.
Nice.
It's been a
I
good,
loved what you said the other day on that interview we were doing about Falkland. Why Falkland? Because the island, the breed, has a lot of the same values at their farm.
That's right.
As you have
That's
at
right.
your farm.
We are as low maintenance as possible. I mean, we do have to worm sometimes, but we don't treat our sheep unless they need it. If they're sick, we'll treat them, but otherwise they get just grass, corn, soybean.
So what you see here is Ashanti. She's tying right now. She's finishing up her set of 5. We do 5 at a time, and we change the number to get 100 gram skeins or some like 4 ounce skeins. It depends on what the client prefers. And we tie them on here, and this machine rotates itself to the counter number to get that desired scale. And then we tie them on, tie them off, weigh each one, and then we bundle them and ship them out. Or we do wash some skeins. You'll see down here we have a bunch of skeins waiting to be washed, which they'll be washed tomorrow. So we do wash some. We put them in bundles still of 10, but they go in these mesh bags and they go in the sinks. They sit for about 20 minutes or so, and then they get hung up to dry, and that also helps them bloom.
Yeah.
Gives a nice bloom.
Will you grab a skein from there?
While she's doing that, I'll say that, like Carol, Ashanti is also a sheep farmer.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Oh, I
that
wanted
we
the
have
white. Sorry, Angie.
sheep
You want a white one?
farmers.
Yeah.
That we have sheep farmers who work here, like Carol, also part-time, because as we all know, sheep farming is really a full-time job. There's a reason I have one little cat and no shoes.
Bundle it for you?
Yeah, that's good. I really like this yarn. This is our worsted yarn, which is mostly our Romney with, I think it's 15%, I can't remember, Wensleydale from our farm also. It is so lustrous.
There's enough Wensleydale in that.
Right.
There's a shine right
Whoa,
now.
yeah, well that Romney had a shine.
True.
Yeah.
This is some of the wool she won't let me go near.
Right. I have a new vest that's almost done out of this. It was really fun to work with.
Yes, so
Yeah.
you'll be showing that vest
Yep.
here on April 27th
Yes, at all
and
the spring
28th
shows.
at the Washington County Fiber Tour.
Yep.
And the next weekend at Maryland Sheep and Wool. And
Yep.
the weekend after that at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool.
Yep, that's me on the road.
I'll be at all those places too.
Yes, I know.
Just we don't have a booth in New
Right.
Hampshire. We have made ourselves right at home in Carol's booth.
Yes.
In which we say, oh, if anyone wants to drop something off, just bring it to Foster Sheep Farm
That's right.
and we'll pick it up.
Right.
And then we do, and David says we take the car, not the van. And David's like, you what?
Yeah. You got a bigger car now.
That's
So-
true, maybe
Yeah.
that'll work. But after how much we got from Winding Wicks last year and from Liz at Kingdom Fleece
Yeah.
and Fiber,
Yeah.
it was a tight squeeze.
Right.
And when we pulled into the seafood restaurant, and we were parked tight with a couple other cars in the parking lot,
Yeah.
and our car was like right up to all the
Yeah.
windows with wool,
Yep.
and people were looking at us.
Give you those weird looks.
So you saw her, she was measuring each of those skeins just to make sure that they're consistent in weight and that the customer's going to be happy when they get that yarn. So
Yeah, that customer, she'd better be happy. That Foster Sheep
That's
Farm.
right. That's right. Okay.
And we're gonna head to the dye room. I'll show. I have a few jobs.
Okay.
They're gonna be dyed tomorrow. I'm gonna do videos and pictures, so I'll be posting that.
Okay.
So my Instagram, but I'll tag that and Kill, so you guys should be able to see that as well. Stuff's there. So I have quite a few jobs in here that are waiting for me. I have another job out front that's still on the table, but I don't want to bring it in yet. And we're going to be actually dyeing quite a few different colors, from charcoal, pink sands, I have chili pepper. Navy is actually a really big one that a lot of people are asking for. I've been doing a lot of navy.
Navy's a good selling yarn. When I used to dye with these dyes, that was my best seller.
I've been doing a lot of navy.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the chili pepper sangria. My other papers up front. Oh, the Bentley I'm doing.
Yeah.
Blue spruce, and I can't remember the other one. It's all written down.
Yeah.
Because I have too many things I'm covered with. So, but you see, I have quite a few jobs waiting for me to be in here. So tomorrow I'll be in here all day. So like I said, I'll be taking pictures and videos of the process, the setup, and the colors. And then Friday you'll see the end result when we take them out of all the pots, spin them out, and hang them up to dry.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought we were going across the road.
I came to you.
Okay.
Just to keep it a little easier.
All right.
Because I know we're getting up against the clock here.
Okay.
So first off is I'm going to hand them to you. My personal favorite. It's called New England Cotton Candy. And speaking of New Hampshire, that's where I got my first skein of that. So that colorway is proprietary for Sassy Black Yarns.
Oh, nice.
And she agreed to dye for us on yarn we made. And the base is from Jeannie Carver's ranch, the Responsible Wool Standard.
Yes.
So it's a non-superwash merino, but absolutely beautiful for a sock or a shawl or anything. But Lakeisha is amazing, and so she calls that New England Cotton Candy.
Yeah. Lamb String Farm says you match your yarn, and you really do. Look at that.
Well, yes, I guess I do, don't I? So then Lakeisha dyed some solids to go with that and another colorway that we're out of now.
Mm-hmm.
So she had done two hand paints and several matching solids, and we have a few left of each of these three.
Pretty.
Yeah, she has just a great
Yes.
eye
Yep.
for bright,
Yep.
powerful.
Yep.
I'm making in my spare time a sweater in a navy blue. Not this blue. This blue is dyed for us on the same base, but by Lilly Marsh Studios. So Lilly makes some guest appearances in our dye
Yes, she
studio.
does,
When times get tough, we call on Lilly, and she developed these three colors for us. So the same idea of red, blue, and yellow, just
Yes.
Lily's take
Yes.
on red, blue, and yellow.
Closer
and,
to mine.
And Lakeisha's take on red, blue,
It's almost
and
like
yellow.
spring and fall.
Yes.
It really is.
Spring
Yeah.
and fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think of sunflowers. When
Right.
I think of
That's
this,
so
yeah.
Right.
cheerful. There's so
Yeah.
much on Ravelry right now and in Instagram everywhere of people knitting with that and like tan and white, gray and white, and that for a pop.
Yeah.
It's just, you see that color probably more than anything here right now, and especially for spring and summer.
Right.
And of course, I have a granddaughter named Daisy, so I tend to use a lot of that. And then I have her little sister now who's called Ivy. And I don't know if this one's for Ivy or that one. I think this one kind of goes better
With her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used our landscapes for the original baby sweater for Ivy, that light, soft green. And now that I know Ivy, you don't know them when they're born, but
Right.
now she's almost a year old. I know what she's made of. I think that she
Right.
needs the spunk.
Right.
But anyhow, you all who are watching have a chance of getting one of these for free.
Oh.
It's a little complicated. Stick with me. So you know how fond we are of Sara Bauer.
Yes.
Whose Instagram name is Sara Pomegranate. And she does this amazing podcast. Like, I've pretty much stopped listening to everyone but Gretchen Rubin and Sara Bauer. So Yarns at Yinhu is the name of the podcast. If you are one of her supporters, and everyone who listens should be, by the way, just saying, you're going to get one of these in her second quarter if you win the raffle, the prize. I don't quite know how she does that, but if you're a supporter, you get entered in the raffle, and we're donating one of these.
That's great.
And people can pick. If you win, we'll send you whichever color you want.
Oh, they get to pick which one they want?
Yeah, what the heck?
Right.
For
Even better.
For
Right.
Yarns at Yinhu podcast listeners.
Right.
And, if you wanted more than one while you were getting it, we could stick a second one in the envelope, no trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll fit.
Yeah.
You put a couple in the envelope.
If you want to see these in person, we'll have them at Washington County Fiber Tour on April 27th and 28th. I don't know if we'll have them left at Maryland Wool.
Tim.
That's a little glance at Tim, the other co-owner of the mill.
He's the shy co-owner.
Yeah.
There he is. See? Oh, he said something.
He's had a great day at the Carter.
Yeah, we all just stand around talking on the video.
Right.
And he does all the carding. Yeah. There he goes. He's gone. That was it. So I only have two more quick announcements. And one of them is I want to make sure you all are watching for the Woolly Thistle Shopcast to drop, which I think is going to happen on Friday.
Normally it's Friday.
Okay, so mark your calendars, the Woolly Thistle, because we make a yarn for them called Rambler, which is a Dorset Romney blend sock yarn, now available in 10 or 12 colors, amazing colors. They have such good eye for color. Anyhow, I was Corinne's guest on the filming. I don't know, maybe she'll edit me out. You will be watching and I won't be there. But I think
your voice.
I don't even know. Maybe but in theory, and that's over on YouTube. So if you aren't used to podcasts on YouTube, get yourself ready. In fact, while you're waiting, watch one of her previous
Oh, this girl is
episodes.
knitting mittens now with Rambler.
Oh, Oh.
The same one that was, I think it's the same person that was knitting with Wing and a Prayer. And people are asking for us to repeat the name of the podcast. Is that something Abby can do when she puts it on YouTube?
Yes, Abby can definitely put the exact link and everything on our Instagram about how to get to it. But the name of it is The Woolly Thistle.
And the others too.
Yarns
at
at Yin Hu.
And
I mentioned Gretchen Rubin,
Okay.
but she is not a knitter that I know of. Gretchen Rubin is, she wrote Life in 5 Senses and several other books about personality types, and that's when you hear people talk about, oh, they're an upholder, or they are one of these personality types. That's who Gretchen Rubin is. She's like really famous. I just feel like she's also a friend of mine because I have listened to her and her sister, Liz, who lives in California, talking for like the last 5 years.
yeah.
And so I feel like Gretchen Rubin.
Just because it's, it's interesting to you, it might be interesting to our listeners too.
It is. It's
Yes.
a good thing to listen to that moves right along.
Yeah.
Because she used to be on CBS, the morning show, one morning a week, talking about trends, like her new book, This Life in the 5 Senses. And she has several other books whose names escape me, and I didn't think I was going to be talking about Gretchen Rubin. But it's really worth a listen if you've never tuned into Gretchen Rubin.
Yeah.
How happier. The Happiness Project. Now it's coming.
There
to
you
me.
go.
That's what her whole thing. The podcast is actually called Happier with Gretchen Rubin.
All right.
So how
Here
you
we
can
got there.
be happier
Yep.
and more productive, and
Yep.
and she's got all these cute little hacks of like getting things done, how to clear your desk in a minute, how to do 2 things at once. You know I love that.
Yeah.
Well, she links it. So
Right.
do a thing you don't like with a thing you do like. Like
Yes.
for a treat, when I load the dishwasher, I listen to a book on tape.
Right.
So that gets me the reading time I want because as a good girl, I'm loading the dishwasher.
Right. Yep. Yep.
I still don't use my dishwasher.
Use
I
it.
don't. It drives me insane. Sorry. I wash all my dishes. I can't help it. Happens.
Okay, so other events, have we covered everything?
No, there's one
Oh.
more thing, Carol. It involves you too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, she says. Last week, Carol and I and Angie and our friend Lilly were all photographed and filmed to within an inch of our lives by Ann Marrow.
And there was no makeup crew.
No, but they didn't say the word action.
Finger.
And then that, they were doing this
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah.
Needless to say, we're not very professional
No.
at this.
No.
But we had fun, and I hope Ann Marrow had fun. And anyhow, she's the owner and publisher at Long Thread Media, which is the old Interweave Knits and Spin-Off, and that whole collection that she and a partner are now the owners of. And now, coming out later this spring, is their first print piece specific to our storyline, which is called Farm Knits. I can't wait to see that on the newsstand. I should have asked her about how we could pre-order
Yeah.
an amount that we could sell at our booth at Rhinebeck. But I'm sure there's
We don't
time.
ask her.
Yeah, it's not like we don't know her email address. But she came with a really great video crew because in addition to the photography of us holding still, there's also hours of video that are going to supplement the print piece when it comes out on her website and also be available to subscribers to the Long Thread Media newsletter, which Carol is,
Yes.
and she knows the name of.
I don't know the name of it.
Oh, well,
I'm still in the fog, sorry.
yeah, that's all right. So if you all just look for Long Thread Media,
Yeah.
I think you'll find
I think
the
you will.
newsletter.
Yeah.
And it's very nicely done, and it comes right to your inbox. There's certain things that come right to your inbox that you look forward
Right.
to, and there's certain things that you press the delete. I personally love the modern daily knitting snippets. And,
Yep.
It's short, it's easy, and I'm not just saying that because they had this beautiful photojournalism article written by our friend Gail Zucker on Modern Daily Knits at the beginning of March about what our mill is doing to help support clean fleece at the Hudson Valley Textile Project. Or not, because Gail took this great picture of me. I was so surprised when it showed up because I was wearing my bat and kill vest and everything was a mess. And I thought she was taking a picture of the door to Clean Fleece because of the little sign that said Clean Fleece and the phone number. I thought, oh, what a great shot. So I was like smiling because I was happy she was taking the shot, and instead it's
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Andrea. You're catching us at the end. You'll have to go back and watch it again on YouTube.
And it's Sarah Lou Grove or Sarah Bauer?
Sarah Bauer.
Oh, we were talking about you, Sarah
Yeah.
Bauer. Too late now. We're ready to sign up. We did just say that Yarns in Who podcast is
Yes.
one of our favorites.
Yes.
So we'll tell
Yeah.
you that much. Now you watch the rest. Okay, is that all our announcements?
Yeah, I think the long bed was the last one.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. We did it.
So you did.
Okay.
So
All right.
Order
See you
some of
next
this.
time.
Order this. We'll we just shipped 10 landscapes today, and that's about how many each day we ship. And so,
I see that the end of the sale is coming.
Yes, March 31st.
Yeah.
That's it. After that, who knows what's going to happen? So if you want it, you better get your hands on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going quick.
Yeah.
It's so pretty for this time of year.
Yeah.
A little tea, a little three
The
skein
blue's almost
tea.
gone.
I know.
Yeah.
Almost blue.
But that pink, a little three skein. It's a nice ballet pink.
Yeah.
A three skein tea, I think,
Yeah.
is
They're
the
all
way to
soft
go.
colors.
Yeah, beautiful for spring. Okay, folks,
Bye.
it's been great.
Bye. We'll see you
Bye.
next time.
Okay.
And now.